First off, I would like to mention that we do a medieval style LARPing, which means there are going to be no hit points, which means no amount of health and no damage for you to keep track of. There will be no magic, no fireballs, no frostbolts, no Harry Potter wizard shenanigans, and that there will be mostly relying on the honor system throughout your fights to make sure that everything is going smoothly and fun. I want to give a thank you to the people you're going to be seeing in this video. Saris, the guy in the green on the left, and Krako, the guy in the black on the right. Thank you guys very much for helping me make this video. Alright, next let's talk about where it's okay to hit your opponents. The answer is anywhere. You may strike your opponent anywhere that you can strike them. Although head hits and groin hits are discouraged, they still count. If you are struck in an arm or hand, it'll disable that arm or hand. If you are holding a weapon in that hand, that weapon will have to be dropped. An appropriate role play of pain should be shown to demonstrate to your opponent that you have actually been hit. Here is an example of what not to do when you're struck in the hand or arm. And here is a much better example. Next, let's talk about what happens when you get hit in the leg or foot. The first time you are hit in a leg or a foot, it's going to injure that specific leg that you were hit with. You can no longer run, and you may no longer lead with that leg or lunge with it without falling. When you are hit, you're expected to fall to the ground appropriately to roleplay that pain in that leg. Now, just like before, we're going to show you a bad example followed by a good example of how to do this. Now, leg strikes have a little bit more to them, and if you get struck a second time in the leg, be it the same leg or the other leg, you are permanently set to the ground. At this point, you're in great pain and can no longer stand or walk without any assistance. Once again, we'll show you a bad example followed by a good example. Next on the agenda, receiving a strike to the torso. When you're hit in the torso, one of two things can happen. The first of which will make you injured based on how you got hit. That depends on the type of weapon, how the strike hit you and where it hit you, and things like that. The second is it can immediately kill you. It will be up to you to decide the best way to react when being struck in the torso. I want to again reinforce the fact that we do use the honor system, so react accordingly. Here are a couple things to keep in mind when getting hit in the torso. If the blow is solid and well placed, just go ahead and die. We are acting, and dying is part of the fun. If the blow is less solid and poorly placed, let's say you're hitting the kidney or maybe the hip, then go ahead and just take an injury. Maybe you don't die, but you're still pretty hurt. If you are struck a second time in the torso, sadly, you are dead. Now let's talk about a strike to the head. Any strike to the head will kill you immediately. That's all there is to it. Nothing more to say. Let's go ahead and take a look at this just for fun. Let's go ahead and look at an example of a glancing blow. As you can see, Saris's blade hits Krako's blade before making contact with Krako's shoulder, so Krako gives it as a glancing hit instead of an arm disabling hit and proceeds to cut Saris down. It's also very important to show restraint when striking your opponents. These weapons are made of foam, but can still hurt, can result in bruises, and even broken fingers if you're not careful. So everyone needs to be holding back and not swinging with all of their might. Otherwise, you may end up injuring your opponent, which is not what we want. And always remember, when you're in doubt, take the hit, give it to your opponent. And remember, we're all acting here. Dying is part of the fun. You shouldn't be playing to win. You should be playing to make everything look and feel as fun as possible. Alright, that's it for the basics of our LARPing system. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.